Pussy. My God, this takes a long time. I don't know, maybe I should change my weapon stuff around. Yeah, I think I want that on F, and I think I want that on... Yep, and that way... Oh, look. What was that? What was that? Schnorglord. What the? I'm kidding. Kill was a kill. He should have dropped loot. I don't know why I didn't get loot off him. There he is. Yeah, Chester. Oh. Fucking Chester. I feel like I'm in a 2v1, which is unfair. I'm just gonna leave it with what I currently have. Fucking Chester. Dude, look at this. This is a lot. I'm just gonna go out with it. Where's my doubloons? Where's my doubloons? Yeah, I'm out of the zone now. Hello, I'm out of the zone now. Go back and bang him if he's got more. See if he has more. He'll be right over here. Oh, I can just go directly to him, yeah. Now I've dumped, I've got nothing to lose. Where are you, Chester? I know you're here, Chester. Oh. 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 No! Damn it, it was close. Oh, okay. Fuck. I almost got him. He's got a higher eye level than me, I think. It's fucking annoying. Bastard. Alright, that's enough of that. Oh, hey, it's like sunrise or sunset or something. I don't know. 6 minutes, huh? 4 minutes. Now Mortal's going down, which is annoying. I'm just going to log here before I die. Beautiful, though. Alright, I'm done with Mortal for the night. I will play that game, Last Oasis. Says Mortal's going down. This game will help me polish my directional combat, and that's something I think is kind of cool. When there's nothing else to play, like when Mortal's down, this might be kind of a fun game. See if I can get into it. I guess I will play the single player because I don't want my base like destroyed or whatever the fucking deal is in this game yet. If they give you the option, I'll take the single player and I'll just do the mission or whatever. Join a realm, official, community, has character, region, platform, status, online, offline, no, there we go. Online, restricted access, no. So I guess I have supported server providers, but oh, Last Oasis official Skycatlive. Yeah, just go do that. Yeah. Joining Oasis. Galca Black Mage sub MP boost. Whoa. Let's go to the one that's closest to the trade station. Oh, I can spawn at the trade station.
The path around the world is narrow. Our ancestors left stones to guide us. The songs we sing reveal the way.
Get fiber from bushes. Get wood from driftwoods. Where am I now? Okay, good. So, get fiber. Collect wood from driftwoods. Oh. I'm like looking around for these wood things and I'm not seeing any. Reminds me of Conan Exiles a little bit. And while I have a lot of these things, I don't know. I still need the wood, which I don't see at all. Let's fist fight this dude and see what happens. I don't know, I found like good wood over there, but not enough. I can climb, huh? half my health bar. There's the stick.
The wilds are overrun with savages called Rupu. They watch you from the brush.
Wait, what?
Rupu once surrounded me on the Black Hills. They danced and ate the flesh of my companions, guzzling their psychedelic brew. The Swampwood warriors hurl javelins at their foes. The northern tribesmen fling explosive rocks. Remember, there is never only one way to fight. Chew the cactus when you cannot find water. The taste is not so sweet, more like a bum rag. The Rupu are envious creatures, and their minds swim with toxins, making them cruel.
You know, it's weird. I think I like this more than Icarus because it's like got like. It reminds me a lot of Icarus, but it like has like a game. It's not like a single player game. Just hoping for a Rupu in this stupid thing, but nope. I'm still at this stupid place. Go deeper. Is there like a button for... That's cool. You can run forward at a full sprint. That's actually really cool. killed a bunch of Rupus too. I had a whole bunch of loot. Oh, I see.
One side of the earth is hot and bad. The other side is dark, covered in
I don't think I like this game that much. There's a lot of reasons why I put it back down a lot. Oh, you must not kill me. It's not too good. Oops. I don't know, this is like a Conan Exiles ripoff, and it's just basically the exact same game. It's got directional attack, which is good. But I don't think the game's that good. I keep trying to give it a chance because I'm like, I haven't even wrote in a thing yet. The hell is that? At least I'm gonna recover the original body. Nice. I'm not really enjoying this game. I think I like Nightingale more than this game. Now you appear to be glitched. Craft and equip next. But I can't. You appear glitched and you have locked me or something. I don't know what it is. I can't. You've locked me, and at this point, if I can't make the axe, I'm going to quit the game. Like, I would love to move forward, but you appear glitched. I want to make a tool. You can't. You blocked it out. You've locked it. And you're glitchy, and you're piece of shit third-party cocksucker. Fucking fuck you, developer. Fuck you, developer. Goodbye. Yeah, I know, but I'm sorry. It's your failure. It's not mine. The first bug, and I'm gone like that. The minute you cock block me at all like that, I'm gone. Doesn't matter what the developer is. Sorry, you're a piece of shit. Like, this is how I felt about your other game, too. Bellwright. Bellwright didn't have good combat either. Like, that combat, it's not that good. It's better than Bellwright, but it's not good. Yeah, maybe we will go play some Nightingale. I like this game too, but I think I would prefer to play New World. This is not an MMO, and I believe I've seen about as much as this game. And I like that game, but it's not very good solo. I would like to play with someone else. It's not really like a solo game. I think I'd rather just work on New World. I just paid my 6 month for NVIDIA GeForce Now. I think I'm broke now, though. Fire Bobby Cocktick. There are 36,000 watching worldwide. Alien Isolation. Why? Why are people watching Alien Isolation? Why are there 36,000 people watching Bogo's Gate? Maury Calliope. Let's go do it.
Oh, she's speaking to us?
I heard someone speak.
Oh, it's the remix.
It's the
Oh, they beat it.
I got a jump
Of
scared
course.
me.
Yeah.
Jump scared me.
She's about to start rapping, beatboxing even. Oh, the remix! It's the remix. Oh, come pick me up. Come pick me up. Yeah. Aliens. Alien Isolation.
Wow, what a game. I'm skipping the credits.
Ripley.
Yeah, I beat this game too. 30,000. Not bad. How the second January 6th riot almost happened. I want to win the money war and just buy all my 725 gear. I didn't know you could do that, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pay those raiders to get their 725 gear. I'm gonna grind a lot. Master's way too high. No, the master's not that high, actually. And now it's completely... Nintendo Switch 2 is delayed over tariffs. That's right. Yeah, Japan was expecting to sell us a bunch of Switches, and now they're like, "Oh no, Trump's an asshole." Everyone in the world is like, Trump's an asshole. How long do we go before we stop this madness? Oh, is it up? It's up. Nice. It's only like an hour long. Nice. I didn't think it was gonna let me. I checked. I'm glad I checked. Yay, I can go back to farming as I was doing. Yay. Yay. Hey, I'm in. Yay. Wow, it feels better. Look, the server feels better right after reset. Look, that's way better for some reason. Oh, shit. You scared me. Why is there a Razorback here? Why is... I have a level 60 Razorback just sitting here. Why? Okay. I guess the server reset and they brought it back? Nice, I have a Razorback again for some reason. Okay, well, I guess that's cool. Yeah, well, but now we've got to feed you, which is sort of not too good. Let's go ride him to go get well, yeah, I don't know. No, he'll draw attention. I'll just take him back and I'll use him to buy, axes. Yeah. I'll buy a fuck ton of axes. Well, that's cool. I got a Razorback back. That's awesome. Some kind of server reset thing. We'll stick him away. That's good. And I'll just run back out. Oh. Bandits. We don't wanna go to them. Oh, slow down. Oh. Oh, stop. like mortal. Bedtime soon. Oh yeah, I was gonna use him to buy axes, but first I have to sell. Wow, she has 10,000. Oops. $30 gold. 7 gold. I think I only need like that. Nice, she has 35 gold. $45 gold. Okay, I'm gonna oh no, I guess I'll leave this. Yeah. Maybe I should just throw the picks away because I'm not really using them. Might lighten the load a little bit. Maybe I should have her build have the Epic account build this house, the Tindrum. I didn't think about it, but no, it's got to be my main. My main's the one with the clade. Wow, the server's a lot better right after reset. Wow. want some yogurt, I think. I'll be right back. Go switch up the camp now. Oops, there we go. Okay, time to go. Oh. Yeah. No, don't. Do I have a Nostroha quicksand copper cube? I'm looking for a Stroha. So where I'm going, Thief is good, but it's sort of... I don't know, I guess I can... All I need to do is attack the mob a couple of times. How's my inventory? 44 out of 60. I have a bunch of stuff that I need to dump. Wow, the server works way better once it's been reset. It's a long way to Castle Stroha. It might be better to just fucking chocobo, really. Or I could catch a Mia and then just ride there. That's not that bad. No, chocobo from here will be fastest. That's supposed to actually get a signet. Oh, I was gonna dump all that and I didn't. But that's alright, I'm just thinking about where I want to go. I think I'm gonna kill Yags up at the top of Castle Stroha. Gonna go as thief, even though that's kind of risky. $60 out of 60. Let's pull some of that stuff out. Yeah, there's some stuff here that really shouldn't be here. I'm gonna finish up this copper. I was just thinking about playing Avowed, actually.
Can't wait to get back home and kiss my bidet.
Ugh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Looks like I broke the lock on the door again. Well, enough regular dumping. I guess it's time for some info dumping. Want to hear all about a video game I've been playing?
No, not really.
Avowed is the latest effort from Obsidian, the cherished makers of medieval murder mysteries and epic RPGs that emphasize player choice and deep storytelling. Oh, and the New Vegas thing.
Nobody's dick's that long. Not even Long Dick Johnson, and he had a fucking long dick.
On a surface level, Avowed might share some similarities to the Elder Scrolls games. It's a first-person action RPG set in a fantasy world, after all. But as a wise man once said, comparison is the death of joy. And after spending a solid 60-hour work week in this vibrant land, I can definitely say it does plenty to set itself apart, for better and for worse.
Oh yeah, that did look kind of neat.
Yeah, you wouldn't know by flipping through this wall of reviews, though. Most seem to lean on Skyrim as a measuring stick, only played through the game's opening hours, or clickbaited viewers with an assumed cultural identity that just simply isn't there, rather than evaluating the game on its own merits.
I saw it was only gonna run like 22 frames per second on my Steam Deck,
So does Avowed contain enough problems to truly warrant the divisive roasting it received in reviews? Let's just put these away for now and find out for ourselves if everyone is picking on Avowed for the wrong reasons.
We absolutely have to go inside and see for ourselves.
My name is Boss Sauce.
And I'm Roland Coons. And together, we are the two-headed hero.
Avowed takes place in the realm of Aora, which is the same setting as Obsidian's Pillars of Eternity games. Technically, Avowed would be the third game placed in this rich fantasy domain. Gameplay-wise, though, it's a massive departure. This game centers on the Living Lands, a fierce frontier island stricken by rebellion, natural hardships, and a mysterious disease known as the Dream Scourge. Players take on the role of the Imperial Envoy of Adir, an industrious nation well within its colonizing phase. The Emperor of Adir will stop at nothing to tame this wilderness, and there's only one person he entrusts with the task. The Pillars games are traditional crunchy CRPGs with party-based tactical combat, a focus on narrative choice, and a novel's worth of writing. In contrast, Avowed is an action RPG spin-off. Of course, this is far from the first time an action-adventure spin-off was unceremoniously flopped out from an established RPG series. For example, Bethesda already tried this way back in the 90s, and, it didn't go great. Fortunately, the industry learned enough about game development in the last 30 years to avoid some of the same pitfalls. Presumably. Right? After waiting for shaders to load for a good 3.5 minutes, we're blasted in the face with incredibly loud obsidian logo render. Then we're finally able to slap that new game button, presented with a nicely drawn motion graphic that sets the stage, and sit down at the start of an in-depth character generator.
I've been thinking a lot about slap UIs. You know, like for cats?
The Imperial Envoy of Adir enjoys vast amounts of personal discretion, as well as a big old umbrella of diplomatic immunity.
You can see that the poor bastard.
You, what are you doing? This is a crime scene. That's evidence.
So it's a pretty powerful position, even though the rest of the world can't agree on how it's pronounced.
Do you must be our Imperial Envoy?
Imperial Envoy.
Ah, fuck, I dropped my phone in the toilet.
How did you land this illustrious job? Well, by being born with a salad for a face. You've been marked as a godlike, a being with special powers that takes on the resemblance of a patron god. They're often revered, or reviled, by the rest of the world due to their ability to summon a tiny fingerful of their patron god's power, and the common folk are usually not too afraid to let you know how they feel about it.
You mean a god gave you that face?
However, the Emperor looks at your dubious parentage as a natural advantage.
I got really jealous about how the character generator lets you put mushrooms all over your face, and I tried to recreate that with Dragon's Dogma 2, but the best I could get is making a really tiny-headed kitty guy.
Here in the character generator, you'll find a wide variety of mutations to represent your avatar, or turn them off completely. As you might know from our other videos, I love being able to create a custom adventure clown whenever possible, and every combination I tried was hilarious. So this is great, no notes. Unfortunately, this is where the complexity ends. Other than choosing a background and sliding around a couple basic stat points, all characters basically start the game on equal footing. Oh yeah, there's a pronouns toggle. That probably explains why half of these reviews here are screaming about the woke mind virus, or whatever. Said it before and we'll say it again though. More role-playing options are never a bad thing.
There's a bunch of oligarchs trying to make you mad about the wrong thing. Get in the comments and let us know how dumb you are.
After creating a kombucha mushroom person, the game treats you to one of the goofiest CGI cutscenes that I've ever watched in my life. A cute little bug-eyed rainbow ferret goes looking for its breakfast, steps on an exploding mushroom, and gets doinked out of a tree with all the comedic timing of a Pixar movie. Darkness falls, and the adorable Furby rises from the dead in one of the grossest imaginable ways. Wait a sec. Is this the woke mind virus that I keep hearing about? Then the creature lets out a noise?
Oh, I know that.
Okay, humor me a moment. Let's take a second to imagine, in our minds, what kind of sound you think a freaky zombie mushroom creature would make.
You want me to try to make the sound?
Sure, yeah, sure. If that's the best way you can express it.
All right, here it is.
I kind of wish they would have gone with that. This is what we get instead. Dude, it makes a dinosaur noise.
Oh, they just went with like a sound bank thing. Even when it had like living healthy lungs, it couldn't have come up with that noise.
There's no way. That's the sound they went with. Strangled pig? So during this entire cutscene, the velvety voice of the Emperor is rattling off lore about the Living Lands, but I couldn't tell you if any of that was important because I was too distracted by the silly cartoon. Pick up that nearby axe out of the wreckage and get ready to chop your way through a bunch of wooden trash walls and like 20,000 dinosaur people, because much of the Avowed experience lies within its combat. This is the point where most of the reviews just started screaming Skyrim at the top of their lungs, but it's really not much of a comparison. After getting used to the moment-to-moment stamina management, guard-breaking executions, and hopping around like a dingus, it's clear that Avowed aims to be more Souls-inspired than Skyrim-esque, but it ends up somewhere in the lands between. Battles here are more punchy and responsive than the clunky weapon bashing of Bethesda fame, but it's not punishing enough to be sweaty, nor complex enough to be strategic. Even so, it has that pleasant bubble wrap popping quality that lets you turn off your brain as your fingers take over. Monster variety also seems a little light. Even though there's a number of abominations to chop down, you'll find the same ones popping back up throughout the game. You're gonna bump heads with the spooky, scary skeleton brigade, hungry bandit support groups, and vicious dinosaur men time and time again. And of course, spiders. You really gotta fight spiders, again, in a role-playing game? Come on. There's bosses aplenty, but most bosses get a repeat later in the game. Plus, nearly all of these boss fights seem to take place in small flat arenas. With the big emphasis the game places on mobility, why not include some parkour areas within the boss fights as well?
I love when a game gives me an arachnophobia option, but sometimes the game basically just like, oh, well, here's like a happy face with spider legs. That's not gonna do it, man. You gotta take those spiders all the way out of the game.
Several other reviews complained that there
That
were
was
too
funny.
many bears. Maybe this was an issue in a press build or something, but honestly, I didn't see it. Outside the first act, bear levels were fairly nominal, I guess. Outside of a certain story area, they'd only be tossed in occasionally to serve as some tanky opponent within a larger group of mobs. This complaint probably comes from reviewers that didn't bother to play beyond the first few hours or so. And hey, the bears are still super funny when they do this Tekken combo on your ass.
What was the name of the bear character from Tekken? I'm gonna Google that real quick. Oh shit, that's right, my phone's in the toilet.
Avowed pulls a subtle move that I really appreciated when it comes to encounter design. It's the lack of level scaling. This is one of the only features that felt truly old school. When devs hand-tune the enemy placement and difficulty, the game world is more cohesive as a result. You're gonna find some challenges your character can't meet until gathering some strength. Obsidian learned this lesson way back in the New Vegas days with that quarry full of deathclaws just outside the starting town. Since enemies don't scale to player level, sneaking or fighting through a tough area full of high-level baddies feels pretty satisfying. A clever player can still push through with the right skills and maneuvering and find some decent rewards in return.
I've been playing Dragon's Dogma 2 on casual. Still, there's like an ogre will drop down from a cave ceiling and pick me up and smash me against a rock until I die.
Encounters usually have a pretty good mix of tough monsters, weaker swarm trash, and specialty casters that keep you guessing. Enemies and loot both shared a colored tier system, like an MMORPG. At first, this might make it seem easier to gauge the toughness of that big gang of pirates down the hill at a single glance. If you're wearing a bunch of tier 1 gear, those tier 2 enemies are going to be tough. But in direct conflict with these design choices, the game often spawns in a bunch of additional surprise monsters in the middle of a fight. This means you might find yourself suddenly up against like 20 skeletons instead of 2, which makes the bare-bones stealth system seem even more pointless.
I love a big gang of pirates, and you know, the new Yakuza Like a Dragon pirate in Hawaii. That was a contender, but I decided to drive to a physical store in the year of our Lord 2025 and purchase Dragon's Dogma 2 for the PlayStation 5. I just needed...
The first superpower your godlike gets is a backstab move, which lets you hide in specific patches of grass and poke unsavory monsters in the bum with a rainbow spike. Monsters can easily spot you out in the open, so crouching in the grass is basically the beginning and the end of the game's attempt at a stealth system. Disappointed! And there's no crime system at all.
Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't have a crime system either. I can just go into whoever's house and just rifle through it, even if they're right in there and they don't even say anything.
Okay.
Is it because I am the... Am I the avowed, or I'm the avowed?
You're avowed.
Wait,
You're avowed.
I'm the avowed.
You're the avowed. So, this kind of makes sense through the lens of the game's lore. Since you're the Emperor's favorite lackey, you can kind of just take anything you find laying around, even inside people's houses, because who's gonna stop you? And as a peacekeeping agent of Aedir, you can't go around just backstabbing the townsfolk. Locks are opened if you have enough picks to spend, no minigame or skill checks required. And everyone's pockets in the living lands will remain sadly unpicked.
Even if you employ the wiggle fingers?
Even if you employ the wiggly fingers. This is likely the major sticking point for everyone that goes into Avowed expecting another Skyrim. If you need a kleptomania simulator with criminal consequences, you're not going to find it here.
It's really fun to take all the stuff in someone's house and then, like, put it in your house. In a simulation, that is.
I absolutely agree with that. And the thing is, this isn't meant to be that.
It takes so long to make a Skyrim, and the Skyrim that everybody was waiting on turned out to be bad.
Yeah.
And now everybody's still really horny for a new Skyrim.
So now you stab that Geico lizard in the back and all his buddies are pissed. How does the fighting actually feel? Well, it's got some decent punch, even if it's not overly complicated. Melee combat is pretty straightforward. You get a basic combo, a block, and a power attack. Avowed throws a couple twists into the formula by adding parkour jumps, a lateral dodge move, and a quick-filling stamina bar. Later on, warrior skills and parries can be unlocked to give close combat a little more juice.
What if somebody opened up a bar called a stamina bar? That's gotta be a thing, right?
Ranged combat is equally simple. Marksman weapons are easy enough to point and fire, and holding your aim makes these little critical hit targets appear. A successful hit adds extra damage. Nailing them can be tricky due to arrow drop, but there's some generous aim assist. And if bending a bow still isn't doing it for you, then there's always gunpowder. Since Avowed takes place during a sort of magical age of sail period, muskets, bombs, and flintlocks are on the menu. Firearms have a hearty snap to them and lack the drop-off of a flying arrow, but this advantage is offset by a longer reload period. Ammunition is never a problem though, because it's unlimited. Kinda feels like a strange arcadey design choice for an RPG. You can also quickly spam grenades to knock over groups of enemies, another fun yet questionable tactic. Special grenades with elemental effects are found in every corner of the living lands, just growing on trees or hanging off of rocks like deadly barnacles. And while they have their uses in battle, they can also open up new possibilities while exploring. You can blow open some shoddy masonry to clear a path, burn away pesky vegetation, or even freeze water to create a stepping stone. The real fun lies in the magic system. Picking up one of these arcane tones allows you to wield true elemental power, which can be anything from lightning bolts to arcane explosions to ice storms. In another callback to the Souls series, elemental effects kick in after hitting a target's threshold. Some of these are variations on damage over time, but others have some different effects. Frost buildup allows an enemy to shatter when hit with a strong impact. Shock damage can stun a target faster, and so on. You can also arm a cute little Harry Potter stick in your other hand, of course.
Should we talk about what we should do for the next video? What was that magic wizard boy? The Harry Potter with the serial numbers filed off.
But I much preferred to use this trusty wand that only knows one spell. Bullet. Back to the task at hand. As you might recall, you're shipwrecked near an island fortress. With your fuzzy blue buddy by your side, you traverse the dangerous hillsides and waterfalls until finally slipping inside the castle's walls. A strange voice resonating from a crystal growth recites slam poetry directly into your brain, and you find out what happened to the rest of the garrison forces from the sole survivor, a prisoner named Ilora. Something made the soldiers here go insane and tear each other apart. Could it be that pesky dream scourge plague we've been hearing so much about? Well, it's time to escape. The nearby port of Dawnshore is just one rickety rowboat ride away, but first, it's time to level up. A decent spread of warrior, ranger, and wizard abilities allow you to build your envoy as you see fit. Within these upgrade paths, there's all the expected bog standard skills like passive damage increases or health buffs. Sure, but a few pegs lower down the tree, you get to the good stuff, like being able to soccer tackle bad guys, or turn invisible, or summon a giant gummy bear into battle. Once you find the spell book, you can spend a skill point at level up to learn a spell permanently, and journeyman wizards can even cast powered up versions of spells by investing more points. This entire system really does a great job at making you feel like a mage that's slowly cultivating their powers over the course of the game. And if you've ever made some bad choices or just want to try out something different, well, reskilling is just a couple coins away.
I feel like I've made some bad choices.
Look closely, and you'll notice a fourth tab here. Godlike powers. These abilities are a mix of passive and active skills that can be found tucked away in the field or slowly unlocked throughout the storyline depending on certain choices. Godlike powers. bolster your resource pools, but they can also add special game changers to your toolbox like a resurrection spell, a deadly bolt of rainbow magic, and so on. Since your envoy carries around the invisible backpack of godlike privilege, you also get a second chance the instant your health hits 0, at which point you perform a Goku comeback so that you can finish the fight or make your escape. This also seems like a weird safety net to give to the player, considering you can simply save scum at any time. But I guess it makes some sort of thematic sense. Outside of wizard tomes, skills are gated only by your character level. This has a major drawback. For the first dozen hours or so, your combat techniques are not going to change that much, which can make many of the game's battles feel a bit stale in the beginning. But by the time you hit the midway point, you'll be able to pull off some crazy combos as you flow between weapon attacks, character skills, godlike powers, and companion abilities. So let's talk about companions for a minute.
Let's talk about why it's best not to have them when you're trapped inside a bathroom stall.
In Avowed, there's basically 4 companions. A fishman pirate, a dwarven survivalist, a token healer, and a really horny Pokemon.
Yahtzee, wizard extraordinaire, godless expert, and a Balrog in the bedroom.
God, why?
I wonder which one of the original 150 Pokemon has the highest horniness stat. Gengar?
If you decide to befriend your buddies in conversations and complete their little side quests, this pays off later with a significant buff to your stats. They also chatter around the campfire with each other during the downtime, which gives a little more insight into their personal interests and quirks.
Sweat and midday breezes don't count as washing, you know.
Right, so I smell like the wilderness. You people stand out like a tree rat in heat.
That's a nice touch. In combat, companions have their own strengths and weaknesses, as well as abilities governed by their own skill tree, which makes your adventuring party feel like an extension of your character build. Each one also has a utility skill like dispelling illusions or activating cheater vision to highlight all the items in an area. Companion AI isn't, well, it isn't great. And they're quite chatty. To be fair, it is really cool to hear your buddies telling you to watch your 6 in the middle of a big hairy battle, but your party members also have this obnoxious tendency to babysit you through all the game's traps and puzzles, shouting stuff like, "Oh, look out for that tripwire," or "Hey, I bet that key you found works on that door over there," because why let players feel rewarded for figuring anything out themselves?
Ah, I found my phone. It was in the second hole.
Companion abilities and skills are activated using a ring menu that slows down time, a la Mass Effect. All of your other abilities that aren't assigned to the hotspots on the D-pad also end up here. This works fine in the game's opening hours, but as the envoy and crew grow in strength, these rings get bogged down more and more with new sub-menus and categories. This suddenly turns the combat into more of a real-time with pause system once you get into the game's second half.
Hey, could you pass me that big bucket of rice?
Maybe this brings Avowed more in line with its Pillars of Eternity predecessors, but it also grinds the action to a halt as you slowly tab through menu pages, pick out the appropriate superpower, drag the ring around until your target is highlighted, and press Activate. On the other hand, once you master this, the system allows you to perform some pretty badass combos in the late game, like... And that's pretty damn cool. After your narrow escape from an island full of crazy lizard men and talking crystals, you'll finally find yourself at the docks of Dawnshore, just outside the colony city of Paradise. Garrick decides it's time to part ways here. Ilora too, if you've decided to spring her from jail. So we lose our fuzzy blue buddy. Aww. But we gain a scaly new buddy. This is Kai, the mercenary from Rawatai. And I thought my ears were playing tricks on me here until I looked it up. Is that...
Can it wait for a bit? I'm in the middle of some calibration.
Yep, it sure is.
You'd be surprised what you notice in a moment like that.
Kai is voiced by Brandon Keener. The guy who played Garrus Vicarian in the Mass Effect games basically reprises the same role here as your main tank. Kai and Sinric, the captain of the Paradise Militia, are busy waggling chins at each other as you stumble out of your rickety rowboat.
Your face, it's so...
You're doing great.
Apparently things have gone a bit off in Dawnshore. The Adyrn ambassador and the city's claviger have gone missing. What the hell's a claviger?
Well, the internet says it's either a guy with a club or a key holder. So either the city of Paradis elects a guy to hold a baseball bat, or he's the equivalent of the sad dude at the CVS that has to unlock the glass cabinets so that you can get to that sweet, sweet Sudafed.
Also, a bunch of armored fanatics called the Steel Garrote have moved in to help liberate the living lands on behalf of Adir, and they may or may not have gone rogue. Oh yeah, and everything alive seems to be slowly turning into insane cordyceps creatures. Armed with this extensive laundry list of stuff to worry about later, we now step forth into the open world of the living lands and get to work at scrubbing off all that nasty dream scourge. How will the envoy navigate this hostile realm? Surely you'd be given the Emperor's fastest steed or a nice cozy carriage, right? Nah. Better make sure those boots fit properly because you'll be traveling the living lands one step at a time. Honestly, this would bother me more if the foot travel wasn't so much fun. It's entirely possible to boost your running and parkour speeds to boomer shooter levels by using the right stat builds and item combinations.
Do you want one of these? I brought these in with us in case we get thirsty.
Sure, I could use a sip. A big mess of map waypoints and camps work as the game's fast travel system, which keeps backtracking fairly painless, although the option to set your own waypoint would have been really welcome. But you'll probably use these tools far less than you might think because exploration forms the foundation of the game. There's a wealth of gorgeous hills, gentle rivers, and beautiful vistas to trudge through, and just as many dungeons filled with deadly and hilarious traps.
I was just thinking about other hilarious traps, and I think maybe an all-timer is the little like laundry basket in the game Mousetrap that never stays on the stick.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like Big Boulder that rolls after you. That's one of my favorites. These regions have a surprising amount of verticality.
You know, like Dark
you run
Souls.
into a large number of platforming sections and Ubisoft-style tower climbing wherever you see some of these conspicuous ropes, which are basically the game's equivalent to yellow paint. But if you see a big lighthouse in the distance, or a neat little cave just out of reach, there's usually a way to hoist yourself up there. I'm always about a game that rewards you for poking around in its remote corners, and Avowed is absolutely this type of game. I also appreciated the game's attempts to take dungeon looting to the next level. Earlier, I noted that Avowed contains a bunch of neat little environmental interactions, and it often uses these to form simple puzzles. It's pretty satisfying to chuck a blue grapefruit into the water to make an ice platform you can jump on, or shoot a lightning bolt at an ancient piece of machinery in order to power up that mechanical door and scoop up all the loot inside with your grubby little wiggly fingers.
You gotta give him the wiggly fingers.
Furthermore, many of the bigger treasure hunts have little to no hand-holding at all. There's loads of secret passages, hidden buttons, and tempting waterfalls that hide helpful resources and special artifacts. Rare maps point the way to forgotten artifacts. Elusive riddle scrolls become scavenger hunts for pieces of lost god totems, which can then be reassembled in your camp to provide massive stat bonuses, or even alter the mechanics of your overall playstyle. It's such a good payoff. Is all this loot even worthwhile, though? Well, it depends. Avowed uses a tiered loot system familiar enough to anyone that's played an MMO or a Borderlands game in the last couple decades. There's also some unique quality items that have special properties. These pieces are extremely powerful, and it's pretty effective to build an entire playstyle around them. It's also possible to strengthen their enchantments to further change and enhance their unique qualities. After joining up with Kai and setting out from the docks on your quest to get back the city's politicians, we finally get a quiet moment at camp. This is where we can learn about the game's crafting systems, which are, well, they're here. Weapons and armor can all be upgraded at camp, provided you gather up the proper materials, and materials can be further refined into a higher quality the same way. Unused items can be scrapped into crafting goods for further upgrades, or simply sold off to a merchant when you're short of skeets. Yeah, the currency of the living lands is called skeets. Don't they know what that means in American? This goes for the unique quality gear as well, which breaks down into the special components needed to get your favorite weapons to the next tier. So why is any of this important? Well, it means it's possible to stick with your favorite weapons and armor throughout the entire campaign, if that's what you want. But the drawback here is you don't often feel as excited to stumble across that shiny new sword, knowing that it's probably just going to get dumpstered into whatever sticks and rocks you need to give your favorite shirt an incremental boost. Cooking is the only other crafting system in the game, and, well, there's not much to tell. Like the crafting bench, it's just menus. Food items provide a ton of useful buffs for both your attack and defense, and it's absolutely crazy that the game allows you to stop a fight to chow down on a dozen bowls of stew, Skyrim style. There's not really any recipe discovery or experimentation to speak of. What makes inventory management even weirder is the lack of an item weight for anything except weapons and armor. Basically, this means that carrying around 100 mugs of grog is effortless for the envoy, as if there's some sort of superpowered cocktail waiter. But if you want to lug around 7 or 8 spears, you'll be over encumbered. Weapons and armor can all be broken down in the field or teleported right into your stash out of your backpack. But since food, potions, and accessories don't weigh anything, it won't take long before your inventory gets bogged down with all sorts of random junk that you aren't currently using. Kinda makes you wonder, what's the point in having a weight limit in the first place? Despite the lackluster loot and crafting, there is one saving grace. You can glamour your outfits to look like anything else you've previously picked up in the game, which is great because, well, I found a clown costume. And now I don't need to wear anything else for the entire game.
Know what the worst part of a clown costume in a public restroom is? Trying to unzip while wearing those big white gloves.
I always thought the worst part was when your seltzer gun accidentally goes off right after you use the hand dryer.
I'm trying to think of another clown thing.
About being in a bathroom as a clown.
No, one more beat.
Know what the worst part about a clown costume in a public restroom is? The tiny bicycle.
Yeah. Damn.
Avowed carries a much brighter tone than the marketing might have led us to believe. It's less Lord of the Rings and more psychedelic Smurf fantasy. I can get behind that. We've seen a lot of the grimdark Peter Jackson-inspired stuff over the last 20 years of video games, and it's nice to see such a stunning use of color and lighting here. What we have instead is a variety of rich biomes, all dotted with the overgrown ruins of a long-dead civilization. Weird little rainbow lemurs and piggies graze away in the fields. There's beautiful beaches, vibrant vistas, glowing mushroom caves, bubbling lakes of lava. The living lands really look alive.
Yeah, wow. I mean, they spent some...
Okay, I'm going to bail out here, guys. I'm ending my session. I am going to remind you that I am Skycatlive, and I am going to be back tomorrow, depending on what the weather is like. I don't know. I may walk in the morning or not. I don't know. But I am Skycatlive. I'm a full-time variety gamer all day, every day. Put me on in the background. Click on the cast face and donate. Come to the Twitch or the YouTube. Give me a like, sub, or follow. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. I am trying to come to what is it? It's OBS. Yeah. Where did my OBS go? There we go. Okay, and I'm going to stop this video here with a reminder that I have tens of thousands. I'm sorry, not tens. I've thousands of. Excuse me. I just have thousands of videos on my YouTube channel. One day it'll be tens of thousands. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. And so yeah, I am going to go on now and stop this video. But